Y'all, sweater weather is around the corner, but right now, it's still sweaty weather, baby. Made with premium, extra long staple cotton, Bombas socks are the key to feeling light on your feet for the rest of your summer. Okay, breezy dress socks will support your arches. I'm telling you, it feels like a hug when you're dancing at your friend's wedding, or when you wear your compression socks to help your achiness on your flight to Italy. Well, for active folks, Bombas athletic socks are engineered to wick sweat, so you can stay blister-free and dry in the heat. I absolutely love Bombas. My sock drawer is full of them. It has been the best investment I could make on my little tootsies because they just, like I said, it feels like a little hug on the arches of my feet every time I put them on. Also, for every purchase you make, they donate a purchase to someone in need, and they've donated over 100 million clothing items to date, all thanks to your purchase. So, ready to get comfy and give back? Head over to bombas.com/TMGW and use code TMGW for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/TMGW and use code TMGW at checkout.
This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well then, cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Welcome back, everybody, to what hopefully will be normal audio, except if I sound like I'm in a tin can, it's because your girl's got COVID.
Whoa, the gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, it's giving, all right. It's giving sniffles. It's giving multiple sneezes.
Yeah.
You know what? It's back, baby. COVID is back.
It really, truly is. Like, my stepmom just got off a plane 2 weeks ago and got it. And I was like, oh, damn, it is back. So I'm glad you tested.
Yes.
That's always helpful. So, but also, man, this is like old times, but current day.
It's current. Well, here's the thing is I think I had heard other people getting COVID and, you know, you hear it and it's not like, I mean, it's still a very big deal, but with the vaccine, it's knock on wood, milder.
Yeah.
But I didn't mask on the plane.
Yeah.
I was like, we're past this. I'll be fine. And I think I got it coming home. So you know what? It's on me. Yeah. Luckily, Chip doesn't have it because that motherfucker got bumped to first class and I did not. So he didn't have the same people coughing on him.
That's what it is. There it is.
So I had Coach and COVID.
At least he's okay. That's good. Yeah, I've been masking on planes just for my own immune system. But this is a helpful reminder that because I always, the last few times I've been on a plane, I've been like one of maybe 2 or 3 people that had a mask. And it's that feeling of like, is
everybody like looking at me?
Right. And I'm like, I dare you to ask me why I'm wearing a mask.
It's like when Hank Green would have a thing where he's like, I dare you to ask me why I'm... did you read that ever? He was like, I dare you to ask me, come at me in Montana about my mask, to be like, dude, I'll take off my hat. I have cancer right now. Fuck you.
Yeah. So,
oh man.
Well, I'm sorry that you got the COVID, but at least you got it after a trip to Mexico.
After a relaxing trip to Mexico, which was lovely, nothing crazy happened, just a lot of like sleeping in and then frozen mojitos at the pool. Let me tell you right now.
Okay. I didn't know that you could have frozen mojitos. I thought the whole thing was that it's got fresh mint in it.
Here's the thing. Okay. And this also blew Chip's mind. It's just a mojito you put in a blender. It still has fresh mint, but instead of picking out those big old chunks, because let's be honest, when you have a mojito, you don't want to be chewing on that like cud. Yeah,
that's it. And also, like, mojitos always feel like a burden for the bartender.
Because of the muddling. And I hear you. And as a former bartender, it's so annoying that when we would be in a huge rush, I remember fellow bartenders one in particular would be like, no mojitos. I remember hearing Jax on Vanderpump Rules be like, no mojitos. There's no mojitos today, because they are a pain in the ass. But when you don't muddle it and you just stick it in a blender, it is one of my favorite poolside hacks.
Okay.
Because Chip was just like, but is it different? Is it? And I was like, it's just blended, baby. We get a frozen drink and it doesn't have to be a pina colada or a sugary strawberry daiquiri.
Yeah.
So we did frozen mojitos or blended mojitos by the pool and had a nice relaxing time and then came back and now I'm stuck in the house for the next 4 days or I don't know how long COVID lasts anymore.
I mean, it's amazing that you had a test handy to use. I'm like, totally. Do we have any around here?
Truly.
Blended mojito sounds great. Sounds like the drink of summer.
Hey, you're headed to Vegas tomorrow. It's going to be very hot. You should try it.
We are. I know. I'm for sure going to mask on a plane, and I'm really going to be conscious of those waxy filmed games that I love to play so much. You know, just hands grabbing at everything. So excited though. A huge departure from what Elliot and I did last week. So
yes. Hello. You're a camping girl now.
We're camping people now.
Tell me everything.
We literally got back and already purchased things that we realized that we needed in real time. Yeah. When we were there, we were so prepared, which was amazing. Like Elliot made like a checklist before we left and took it very seriously. And it was awesome. And you go camping and you're like, there probably won't be a reception, but like secretly I was like,
you're like, I'm going to find a bar.
There's going to be a bar somewhere.
Totally.
Like somewhere. And then like an hour out from our campsite, we were like checking to make sure we had the like right address. And then I saw that there were actually reviews on the like National Parks app, which is great. And the first reviews from like 2 months earlier being like, absolutely no reception, but a beautiful location. I was like, oh shit. And I was like screenshotting, how do you start a fire? How do you put out a campfire? Just in case we needed, like in case our brain space, because that was the biggest confronting thing was that I forget how often I go to Google for just double checking things that I think are how things go. So that part was like a little overwhelming at first. But then
wait, you guys weren't like bringing flint, right? You had matches and lighters and...
Oh, yeah. We have fire starters.
I was like, what the fuck?
Well, also,
what?
I realized that people don't really do campfires.
Well, because we live in California. Because the entire state is kindling. Essentially, half the state is on fire half the time. So we go, because we talked to you before you went, and we were like, we basically have like a fake fire that then you run the little cord away from you and it's attached to a propane tank. Yeah,
because I kept trying to look around to be like, what? Are we allowed to start a fire? Like we were pretty sure that we could, but like no one was really doing it. And because I'm a hyper paranoid, hyper fixated person these days, I was just like, Elliot, can we do this? He's like, yes, you're allowed to do it. And I think it's too that campfire wood like costs a lot of money. It's not cheap. Ooh. So if you're camping, like what's the point? You know, you're not cooking like on your fire the way I guess you used to, because everyone's got those old tabletop grills.
Blacktop. Yeah. Well, here's my next question. Did you plan out the menu? Tell me everything you ate while camping.
Well, we just did burgers and like potato salads and made like some salads before we left. And then did hot dogs. And I wanted to do these hot dog skewer things, but it was just like, let's just go easy with this.
You're trying to class up the hot dog?
Yeah, because I was like, this is so fun. I can't wait to try to work more on menus moving forward, but like have bacon and eggs for breakfast.
Is it? Okay, here's the thing. Having a cup of coffee and a little breakfast in the great outdoors is one of life's greatest pleasures.
Yeah, and we went hard on s'mores. I ate and I really learned something about Elliot. He... Like, I thought I knew this man. He took a long marshmallow roasting stick that came in the pack of all of the little utensils that we bought for camping. Cute. Super cute. And he just put it directly into the fire till it lit on fire, and then blew it off and put it on his graham cracker, all within like 30 seconds. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, what? I was like, is that how you roast marshmallows? He's like, what's the alternative? And I just like got up and stood there and like slowly roasted a marshmallow. And he was like, my entire life, I've just put it directly in the fire It has never occurred to me, and no one has corrected me, that you can just actually sit and toast a marshmallow.
The patience.
Yeah, and then so many people were suggesting different cookies to try instead of graham crackers, and that I think will be the next iteration.
Well, let's chat about this, because when you and I went camping for Hey USA on Catalina Island,
I forgot about that.
invented a masterpiece, which was s'mores, and in lieu of graham crackers, you have s'mores Pop-Tarts. So it's give me some s'more. It's s'more on s'more on s'more.
Yeah. That is like the food, like the savory stuff. Yeah. I'm not as like, it's fun and stuff to grill on that little grill, but the s'more game, I feel like is an opportunity to really get creative that I'm excited to get into.
Are you guys planning another trip already, and can we come?
Yeah, we haven't planned where to go yet, but we were like, this went so smoothly. It was great. It was just like literally you guys had suggested all these different places for us to go, and we were like, whoa. Let us just get our tent set up.
Calm down, crazy people.
Yeah. Hey, both of you are talking at the same time.
What?
And all we want to do is get there, put our tent up, and not hurt ourselves, we're solid.
You're showing any inkling of interest in one of our interests? We just turn into meerkats.
I know.
Just surrounding you.
Just, you should go here. You should do this. You should go. No. Shush. Okay? We're not at that speed yet.
Oh, man. Some things are just magic. Air conditioning, noise-canceling headphones, meeting-free Fridays, and what about selling with Shopify? Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify is there to help you grow. And whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify has got you covered, okay? Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. You guys, if you are thinking of starting a store or selling anything, you've got to look at Shopify to make it easier for yourself. What I love about Shopify is how no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify gives you everything you need to take control and take your business to the next level. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, which is freaking crazy. And Shopify's the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, other cool brands that you've heard us talk about on this podcast, and millions of other entrepreneurs at every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for, listen to this, a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/weird. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/weird now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/weird. Well, I'm happy it went well. My question is, did you have any interesting animal run-ins a la a Critter Corner, etc.?
Did hear, well, so the camp host was, I guess, not working, like the guy that runs the campground that I guess greets everyone when they get to their campsite. Because we just
a ranger or a host?
A host. So the campsites have, I guess, or at least this one had a host. His name was Dan. He was absolutely lovely when we met him. When we first got there, we just like pulled in and started setting up, and like, we were like, okay, I guess we just do this. Like no one, because even the reviews had said like, Dan is so nice. And I was like, all right, maybe Dan's busy. And then the next night, Elliot and I are sitting around our campfire trying s'mores round 2. Hi people.
Yeah.
And then up walks Dan.
Of course.
In
the dark?
Like, in the dusk. Like it was just kind of shifting. It was probably like 7 o'clock, 7:30. And he walks up and he couldn't be nicer. But Elliot and I just like immediately stand up and we're just like, hello. Yes. And he came up, he's like, how are you finding everything? Yeah, you can start a fire. So you've done that. Okay. And down the road, there's a hike there. And we were like, okay. Yes. Like both of us just kept saying, good to know. Good to know. Good to know.
Well, thank God, though, it was all good. Like, could you imagine being that stoned and Dan comes over and is like, why is there a fire started?
That's honestly what I thought he was coming over to say, because he was like, I was off yesterday and technically I'm not supposed to work until tomorrow, but I just couldn't stay away. And I was
Dan
like,
cares.
Such a nice guy. Couldn't be sweeter. And then like we were sitting at this campsite. The campsite directly next to us had these like 3 young boys at it that were like maybe 16 to 25 years old. And I was like...
That's quite a range.
I know. I couldn't tell. And I was trying not to look, even though I did.
To stare at the young boys.
Honestly, I was so fascinated because they weren't partying. They were like having heart-to-hearts, it seemed like. And I was like, what's happening? Like, what are they like? Are they brothers? Are they cousins? Are they friends that are having like their last summer before they go to college? And when I was stoned, I started staring hard, and Elliot was like, stop.
Okay,
like,
I think you and I do the same thing, because I'll be somewhere and I'm just like, we'll fully make up backstories.
Yeah, well, it's because I realized I was like, I'm making them my TV. Like, yes, I don't have any entertainment. Wow. So I'm making them my entertainment. But the second day, they got up and we heard them talking about like rations. And then they left and they were gone for like 10 hours. And Dan...
They're hiking. They're doing the real hikes.
They must have been doing something. Or in my mind, I was like, are they burying a body? Is that what
they're literally going on a huge trail and figuring out snacks.
Exactly that. Because Dan... I had gotten into the tent for the night and I was worried about the boys. They weren't back and the curfew was like 10 p.m. Dan came over to Elliot, who was high trying to put out the fire, and was just like, hey, do you know where these
boys are?
Campers. He didn't even know like who they were because he hadn't met them from the day before.
They've been Elliot was asking if Dan knew.
No, Dan asked Elliot.
Oh my God. And then you guys are blamed for a triple murder.
I know, right? And then I could hear Elliot trying to be like, I overheard them say the word rations earlier. So it's like, there he goes.
Like, there's the one clue for Dan to find these boys in the wilderness.
Yeah. And then we went to bed and then we heard them like a half hour later, like pulling up in their big truck. And I was like, wow. And then we woke up in the morning and they were already packing up. And I was like, wow, they must have had one journey together. How sweet.
The people who camp and also do massive physical exertion during the day. For me, I'm like, I made breakfast. I'm sitting by a creek trying to find phone service.
We tried to do this hike I downloaded that's like right next to the camp, but then the like trail, once you get like a quarter or half mile into it, just like isn't walkable. So then we were like, well, there's a bar a mile the other way.
I was going to say, seeing a trail no longer be walkable, to me, that's godsend.
Yeah, we went to the bar.
You tell me I got to turn around? The bar, you Instagram storied the bar. It looked perfect. It looked like a real dive bar.
It was perfect. There were locals. There were these older men sitting at the edge of the bar. The young bartender knew their beer order. Then this like old woman came in and started talking about how she's lost her cell phone at some festival that happened like last month. That she's been without her cell
phone for a month? Yeah. These are real. This is a different part of California.
Yeah, I was like, these are incredible. And then this grandfather guy and like his clearly like 20-year-old grandson came in. And then the grandfather just like was immediately friends with these, like they're strangers, but like they all just started talking to each other like old people that just gravitated toward each other.
Yes.
I mean, it was pretty incredible. I could have sat there all day, but I was like, this is really defeating our purpose of like being here. We have to leave.
Right, totally. Well, you know, I could just absolutely eavesdrop at a
100%.
swim up bar all day. But Chip and I went up to a swim up bar, and there was an old man there sitting. It was an adults only resort. And Chip was wearing a baseball hat that said Pete's Bar. And he's like, where's Pete's Bar? Where's that bar? And Chip goes, oh, it's Jacksonville, Florida. And because like Chip was there for bar rescue. He goes, oh, all right, Jacksonville, Florida. I lived there for a little bit. We're like, yeah. Waiting for our drinks. And he goes, where do you guys live? And I said, California, face crack. Have you ever seen like a Republican's face crack when you say California? And you would have thought it was the theater masks.
Yeah.
Like we were like, holy shit. And then I saw it. And as soon as I saw it, I went, and we love it. Just just like, we're establishing we're liberals. We're not getting into this with you. We're getting our frozen mojitos and going back to our chairs.
Yeah.
But the full California face crack.
On top of you saying you're from California, you both have frozen mojitos. Like,
honestly, we might have been getting beers at that point. Who knows? Who knows?
But I will say, California, I mean, at least where we were, there were a lot of Trump flags.
Well, that's the thing.
Yards and stuff.
If you drive to like Fresno or anywhere, it all turns into farmland where people are just like, you know, different. Biden's the devil and all that jazz. So interessante. Okay, speaking of fire.
Yeah.
This is from a few weeks ago, but when I was getting ready to go to Chip's brother's wedding, I did a desperate round at the mall trying to find something to wear.
Yeah.
And I had remember seeing a dress on TikTok from Abecromie and Fitch.
This is from Abecromie and Fitch. Most of my wardrobe lately is from Abecromie and Fitch. They got some good stuff going on.
Okay, well, here's the deal. I didn't realize. I walked in there and I was like, this is J. Crew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
they have like sensible classics.
Yes. I was absolutely floored because for me, A&F, as some might say, to save us some time, it's like, for me, it was like woodsy flannels.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember having a pair of cargo shorts from there that were just wool, like army wool, like wide leg cargo pants.
Yeah, it was in my mind designed for like rich suburban girls whose parents had a lake house.
Absolutely. I didn't have a lake house. I had an older boyfriend who worked there who would let me steal.
Nice.
But so, I mean, like, I remember wearing them to school once and being like, these are 30 pounds. I'm not going to make it through the day.
I never even went in the store because I didn't feel like I belonged. I was like, there's shirtless men out front and it stinks.
It was a very strong odor, but we didn't have like the shirtless models. Like, it was too redneck. They couldn't find anyone. But anyway, I go in there and I was like, excuse me, Banana Republic.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be embarrassed walking in there, and I was like, everything in here is classy. So I find the dress, and they didn't have my size. And I talked to the manager, and she was like, we have one in the back that's on hold for someone, and I know they're not going to pick it up till Friday. I'll sell it to you and order them a new one. So I loved it. But the fire connection is that I went to the dressing room to try on a few dresses. Grace Helbig, everyone should have this.
Okay.
When you go into the dressing room, they have room lighting options.
What?
So they have a little like keypad in the dressing room that can show the music volume. You can control the music volume. And then they have standard lighting, fireside lighting, radiant sun, and night owl. So you can try on outfits and be like, I'm wearing this to a daytime wedding, or I'm wearing this to evening and maybe it won't show those parts I don't want it to show. You can choose the mood lighting for the event you would wear the outfit to. And I was shooketh.
That's genius.
Because think about how many things you've worn before that you were like, oh, this looks great. And then you're like, oh shit, I'm in the beaming sun. It's actually see-through. Yeah. Or you go in and you're like, this is cute, but I don't love it. But like, you'd wear it to a dark club.
Yeah, and it's interesting because my mind went to when you said there were those options, like, oh, for like neurodivergent people, we can choose what's the most comfortable lighting to look at our bodies.
Not where I went with it.
No, that makes way more sense. What you're saying makes the most sense. That's amazing.
Shouldn't that be everywhere? Like, make the dressing room experience better.
Yeah, because I hate dressing rooms and I never try on clothes. So I'm like, I assume hope for the best. And then when they don't fit, it sits in my closet for months because I don't feel like returning it.
Absolutely. But here's another thing that I think they could add on to that. Okay. Yeah. I feel like this is like in conjunction with my last week. I'm ranting about how CVS should give you a discount for ringing up your own things. Now here's my other new invention.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have the capabilities to have this little like lighting and music thing, you should, if you need a different size, be able to scan the barcode of the ticket and say the new size you need for an attendant to bring it. Because you know what's bad? The only thing worse than something going in there and it not fitting is having to go out. The attendant is talking to a bunch of people and be like, could you actually get me a size fill in the blank? Like, how humiliating is that?
I feel like that exists.
Does
like,
it? Am I late?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen people doing that.
Oh.
Like where you put, there's like this might be I dream I had, but I think it's real. That you literally, there's like dressing rooms where you open, there's like 2 doors and there's a space in between. So you can just hang your size there and ask for another size. And then you can close the door and have privacy and continue trying things on. And then they'll just open the door from the other side,
but you still have to ask for the size.
Right. Yeah. You still have to I don't know.
You still have to verbally say, I'm a size this. This one didn't fit. You know what I mean?
There's a system. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a great idea.
If that isn't invented, I would like it. Because there's nothing worse than being like, hey, let me stick my head out here and talk to these size 0 teenagers and tell them what this 40-year-old woman needs to wear to a wedding.
100%.
They're like, we can order that.
Along the same lines, I just went to the Galleria to do some last minute shopping because we're going to Vegas and we're going to see the Killers this week. And clearly I have a full closet, but
everything sucks.
Everything
Burn
sucks.
it down.
It's garbage. So I bopped up to Zara real quick.
Oh God. It's either heaven or hell.
Zara has self-checkout now. And I did it. And
did you get a 10% discount?
I wish, because I literally, I thought about what we talked about and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to go do self-checkout. And then I got up to it and I had absolutely no idea how to do it. And I just stood there. No one else was doing it. And I was like looking around and I was just trying to scan where I thought you were supposed to scan. It's basically like a computer in front of you and then this like empty square to your right that I was like, do hangers go in here? Does the bag go in here? What goes in here? And then this woman just walks up next to me with like a whole armful of clothes and just dumps all of her clothes in the square on her system. And that's how you do it. You literally dump all the clothes in this square. It auto assesses what's in there and shows you on the screen what clothes you have chosen. It's insane. Once I figured it out, I was like, this is like the Clueless computer system.
I'm over here bragging about one lighting option and an invention that's already invented. You're telling me you don't even have to scan?
You just throw them in like a laundry basket and it shows you everything that you have and then you purchase it and then it shows you need to remove the security tags from this item and this item. Oh. And then there's that that's the only annoying thing is there's that little clip, the magnetic
They expect
system.
you to do that?
Yeah. And once you get it figured out, it's kind of fun. But until you get it figured out, it feels like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You should be getting a 5% discount on that entire purchase.
Honestly,
thank you.
It was pretty great. And Zara is usually a fucking disaster for their lines and their checkout.
It is a zoo. It is a Zura.
Yeah, it really looks like I don't know how it's going to fare in the apocalypse because it constantly looks like the apocalypse is happening in there.
It's already been ransacked.
This was the cleanest and most organized and like efficient I've ever seen this Zara. And even the employees were like talking to each other and having like meetings and stuff. And I was like, whoa, this Zara got its shit together.
Because I have gone there before.
Yeah.
And it felt like March 2020.
Yeah. I have to constantly be like, how badly do I want this t-shirt that I already have 4 versions of that's going to fall apart in 2 weeks?
I've got 2 dresses in the back of my car right now I've meant to return for 2 months.
So they have a separate return line now.
What is just a commercial for Zara for 20 minutes?
Honestly, I was like, this shopping experience is incredible.
Hey, when someone gets something right, you really appreciate it.
Yeah, and that Zara got it so wrong for so long. And this was like, whoa. So yeah, once you get the self-checkout figured out, it's kind of fun.
We here at This Might Get Weird have loved Audible for years, even since before we were doing this podcast. You know why? Because listening to Audible helps your imagination soar. Whether you're listening to stories, motivation, expert advice, any genre that you're into besides just the weird ramblings of Grace and I, you can be inspired to imagine new worlds, new possibilities, and new ways of thinking. Plus, listening can lead to positive change in your mood, your habits, and ultimately your overall well-being. I will take a mental health walk, throw on Audible. I come home and not only have I gotten 10,000 steps, honey, I've read 30 pages. And by that, I mean I've listened to it. Audible has the best selection of audiobooks without exception, along with popular podcasts and exclusive Audible originals all in one easy app. They've got bestsellers, new releases. They've got anything you could need. They've got memoirs. They've got funny books. They've got history books, fiction, nonfiction, originals, all of the wonderful, any possibility you would possibly want. And you can listen to it while you're doing anything. Household chores, exercising, on the road, commuting, on a plane where you don't want to pay for that overpriced Wi-Fi. Audible makes it easy to be inspired and entertained as part of your everyday routine without needing to set aside extra time. So, give it a shot, you guys. Sign up for a free 30-day Audible trial and your first audiobook is free. Visit audible.com/TMGW. That's audible.com/TMGW for a 30-day Audible trial and your first audiobook free. You know what? Maybe even join our book club while you're at it.
But,
okay, speaking of design and efficiency, I have a granny rant. Hit it.
Granny Rant. Granny Rant. Granny Rant.
We got a problem with something. Perfect.
We're not at the Roadcaster today, y'all.
We're not at the Roadcaster. We had to insert that and just dance in silence. Hopefully it sunk up. I was on TikTok last night.
Yep.
As a granny do.
Yeah.
And
get that good screen time in right before you go to bed.
Stayed up till 1.
Nice.
And I fell into a TikTok hole that, okay, remember back in the day that when it was like, oh, designing your dorm rooms became a big thing a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Now there are dorm room interior designers. I fell into this woman who designs these dorms and it's like, it's full like Southern, you know, it's like sorority girl season, you know, it's like, but like, you know, it's very girly and she does little living rooms and the beds are really up high. It's really nice. But I feel like, here we go.
Yeah.
Granted, I was not a rich person in college, but like, I feel
you
like
stole from Abecromie Fitch.
We had to do what we had to do.
Yeah, you had to survive.
Absolutely. But going to college and having like this beautiful, what looks like a chic, like it looks like what Charlotte's apartment would be in Sex and the City, like a beautiful apartment done. It's taking away from the college experience.
Yeah.
That's my granny rant. Is you're supposed to show up there with like a Target comforter and like one Dave Matthews poster. Yeah. And then figure out your aesthetic. You don't go there. And also there's so much, I mean, I'm talking there are like porcelain lamps, monograms, beds. Like I feel like if a partner, I would be like, this is unattractive.
Yeah.
Like you can't fuck in that room.
In that princess duvet.
I mean, it's giving Shining twins. Like maybe if you lived on your own, but all of a sudden you're walking into a little fantasy of twin beds with another person. It's strange to me. Yeah. It's strange.
That particular aesthetic is not pleasing to me. Like that debutante kind of thing. At least that's what I could see from what you were showing. That's not, but also like, aren't dorm rooms supposed to be kind of shitty because they encourage you to go outside and live the college experience?
That is a beautiful, optimistic way to look at it.
And it's also that college is cut corners financially and try to shove in as many people to make the money as possible.
Absolutely. Like I got sucked into a hole, and I'll send it to you because I feel like you could really get high and hate watch this for a while.
Yeah. I need something to hate watch.
She did like little seating areas, and she'd be like, and here's the blah, blah, blah. And underneath we have their crushed ice maker because you need the crushed ice for the Stanley. I'm just like, yikes. What? You gotta go be an absolute slug of a half adult, half child ghoul in dorms.
It doesn't give you much to aspire to.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that it's like you're supposed to be kind of an absolute in-between mess. Mm-hmm. And who is that really for? Is that for the parents or is that for the kids?
I don't know. I feel like it's for a certain breed of sorority girl. Yeah. That it's like they're
like
so
Elwoods.
It's like you're so used to a standard and they're like not old enough to be in their sorority's house yet. Yeah, so then they like do the dorm. But I was watching it and it just felt
triggered you.
Dystopian.
Times have changed. Times have really changed. I mean, kids aren't going to college as much these days.
Are they not?
College is fucking expensive.
It's really expensive. College bills chase you. I paid them off 5 years ago.
It is insane. My nephew's going this fall, and to hear how much in-state schools cost, absolutely fucking insane. It's like infuriating.
Especially because like it costs so much to live. So you're telling me to get the degree, but I'm not going to like make as much as my tuition. Yeah. For like years and years. Yeah. Anyway, that is a small granny rant, but I'm just saying, like, what did your dorm, I know you were in a dorm you would go home on the weekends, but like, what did you decorate with? Because I had a poster of Heath Ledger in A Knight's Tale.
I don't even remember that I decorated. Like, I think I had like photos with friends that you have like a string and you like pull little paper clips on and it's like, oh, that's cute. I think maybe fairy lights had just started coming into existence.
Ooh,
and that was a thing. But honestly, I will say decorating our tent for camping with fairy lights was pretty excellent. And I know that's a bit against the aesthetic of roughing it in camping, but it was incredibly romantic and very, it softened the experience for me.
Chip always does the lights and the everything at camping. You got to set a mood.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't even remember, but I don't remember posters in my room, but I remember other people having posters.
See, there would be like poster sales were like a big thing. The first week of college, like I feel like there's a group or there were until there was interior design for dorms that would like literally like almost like a book fair. Yeah, that they would go and be like, come buy your Bob Marley poster, you know, like, and it was like such a big deal of like, you had one wall. What are you going to put there? Like,
and
I remember
everyone would put their DVDs out, so that you could see the DVD cases along the walls. Yeah,
up beside the Kraft mac and cheese. I do have something that made me laugh so hard this week. Yeah, and that is, did you read any of the comments on our last?
I didn't because I was because I lost the audio and I went to the woods. I was like, I don't want to look at whatever anyone is saying about this. I'm going to move on and pretend this week didn't happen. What happened?
I was several double frozen mojitos deep.
Oh, no.
And our podcast comes out where I had the spray tan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not about the audio. Okay. Everyone was very supportive about the audio last week.
Thank you guys. That was so sweet. You all were very encouraging and I appreciate it.
But here, I'll just read you a couple comments.
Okay.
One says, I got used to the audio almost immediately, but that spray tan incited a jump scare after every ad break. Next. This audio felt like a true overheard. I'm sitting next to Mrs. Roper, who just got back from 6 months in Florida, and she is catching up with her best friend. Love it. And finally, Grace looks like she visited every indoor event at the Olympics. Mamrie just got out of the river. I was dying reading these. I was waiting for that episode to go up, and I was just like, what's the reaction? And everyone killed me.
Amazing. That is hilarious.
I was crying in the pool.
It was obvious, like, it couldn't be more ripe for discussion.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I love that. You guys are hilarious, and that's very exciting.
They're always so funny in the comments.
Yeah, it's so good. I got my nails done again.
I just did mine last night.
Oh, hell yeah. I got some sparkles on mine because I'm going to Vegas, and I was like, let me be cliche, but also let me just try something a little different. I'm obsessed with this place now that I go because now I have no idea what they're going to have on the TV. Like I fully went in.
Because you had the autistic
the Korean
detective.
drama.
Yeah,
the Korean drama, which so many people...
They loved it.
Thank you. We're like, we love that show. And also there's a whole world of more in that genre. And so I was going in fully expecting like, hopefully there's another Korean drama on. No, this time it was WTF, What the Flocka, Waka and Tammy's reality show, Waka Flocka Flame and Tammy Rivera. They navigate their life after their time on Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition.
What?
I was like, what is this? And there were subtitles, so I was all in immediately.
I know who Waka Flocka is, but I didn't know Waka Flocka had a... I'm sorry.
Waka Flocka Flame?
I only know Waka Flocka Flame because of Chip.
Yeah. So he did the only song, I Googled it, like Get Low. That song.
Okay.
But they were on Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. And so I was like, okay, well, this is the only thing I have to watch right now. And it was like an episode where Tammy's 16-year-old lesbian daughter was having her quinceañera and her dad, her real dad, didn't show up. So Waka Flocka Flame dressed up like they did full Beauty and the Beast kind of theme, loosely. And he did a waltz with her. And I was almost in tears the whole time. I was like, oh my God.
Crying or like touched?
Crying,
or like laughing?
touched. Super touched. Because she's crying.
Waka Flocka was dressed as the Beast.
Waka Flocka, like light cosplay as the Beast. And she's in this beautiful like Belle-like outfit. And she's crying. And he's saying, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. And they're doing a waltz. And I was just getting my nails done being like, what is this place? This magical place that introduces me to things beyond my wildest dreams.
Waka Flocka Flame has a reality show where he's a family man?
I don't know if it's still going or if this was old. Also, I looked up and he got the name Waka from Fozzie Bear.
Waka.
Flocka Flame was given to him by rapper Gucci Mane. So...
I love a Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
Well, have you heard... Okay, I hope I'm getting this right. I can hear Chip's eyes rolling. He has a song where he says like ball a lot, but like he says it a million times, and they isolated the audio of just him saying, I have to look it up to make sure I'm saying this right. But you can get the isolated audio and he's just like bow, 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 bow for like 3 minutes.
That sounds fantastic.
I think I have this. Yeah, Ball by Waka Flocka. I'm so glad I got this right. Also, if you say Waka Flocka more than twice, starts to feel crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the COVID. That's just that.
Yeah, I'm like, has the Dayquil, has the combo really hit, or is Waka Flocka a unique name?
Oh, it was very endearing.
Okay, well, I'm going to look up some seasons. I need some trash to watch.
Right. I mean, it wasn't even really trash. I was interested. But yeah, great experience. Now that those two very different programs were playing,
what's next?
I'm like, I can't wait to go, not even to get my nails done, just to see what they're playing.
I'm gonna be rolling past a nail salon and see Grace just becoming a manicurist.
Yeah.
She's like, you don't even have to pay me. I just need your insight.
I just want to read the captions.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, I will leave you. Well, one more thing. Are you watching Love is Blind UK?
Yes, I was going to say you got to watch because it is an incredible season.
Yes.
And I think it's partially, one, because they're all from the UK. So there's something just inherently
charming,
cool about them. Yeah. And two, the age group is like in their 30s, like late 30s. And I feel like this is a better age group to do this type of show with. Everyone's fascinating. Like, everyone's interesting. The dynamics feel real. Like,
yes.
Freddie, the hot funeral director with
sorry.
with a little brother with Down syndrome and a sister that only sees the good in him and thinks maybe the girl that he's with.
I haven't seen that episode yet.
Oh, okay.
We just saw Freddie's house, and I was like, this man looks like that and has a house put together.
Yeah.
What is he puts the fun in funeral, and I'm living for it. And so if you guys haven't watched it, it is fantastic.
It's a great. I just turned it on last week on a rot day, just to be like, I haven't watched Love Is Blind because I don't really love it. And there's all these articles about the mistreatment of contestants on that show, but then the UK one, I don't know. They figured it out.
It feels dignified. You know, we're not just ripping a girl apart because she said she looked like Megan Fox in a moment of weakness. They're like actually getting to know each other and not harping on one little embarrassing thing for this poor friggin' girl.
Except was Freddie's, what's the girl that he's with? Kat? Is that her name? She's that question where she asked him, did you cheat? She cannot get over that.
She cannot get over it.
No.
He didn't cheat on you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you guys decide if you like it, but I wanted to parlay that into a plug. Yeah. And that is, y'all, speaking of UK, we've got maybe a couple tickets left for our second show in London. That matinee is selling like hotcakes, baby.
That is so incredible. Also, we probably have, I don't know, a few tens, I don't know how to say, of tickets left for Dublin.
I know. I think we probably have like 50 tickets left or something. So if you're thinking about going and these are our tour dates, go get it. We're going to have so much fun. But I was just so impressed. I was like, oh, we're going to have us a matinee crowd, y'all. So if you're thinking, if you're on the fence, get off the fence and get on the whatever ticket sales website.
Whatever you guys have over there.
Oh, man. Well, to me, this was like the final sprint in a marathon to then go lay on the couch the rest of the day. Because
you deserve it. You've earned it.
I am a tired girly, but I'm so excited for your Vegas trip.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You're out there. You're doing stuff. You're killing it.
Knock on wood, everything goes well. I am because I'm obsessed with Love Is Blind UK. The finale episodes we're in Vegas, so
wait, when do they come out? Friday?
Like this Thursday or something. It
when
comes
are you
out
back?
like
How long
Friday.
are you there?
We're there.
That's a long Vegas.
Yeah, I booked an extra day just in case we were tired and wanted to just chill.
We love that. Go have a frozen mojito by the pool.
Honestly, yeah, that sounds great.
Sounds great. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for not absolutely roasting me for my spray tan last week. It really made me laugh. And this got weird.
Yep.